The Strymon NightSky, this reverb pedal is making me all starry-eyed. Greetings all, I'm Bill Vencil and this is Chords of Orion, and it's all about ambient guitar here. I've got the Strymon NightSky queued up for you today. It is what Strymon calls a time-warped reverberator. So yeah, it's a reverb unit and it's pretty cool. Now, it's got all the usual inputs and outputs and MIDI in and MIDI out and all that good stuff. But what I'm really interested in today are the knobs on the top. So here is my dry tone. All right, and let's go ahead and engage the NightSky with the knobs kind of in the middle kind of position and see what we get. Yeah, very nice, isn't it? But there are a lot of reverb units that can get a tone like that, and there are a lot of knobs here, so you know it does more. So the NightSky is divided into 4 major sections. Let's explore the Decay section first. So the length knob is basically going to control the length of your reverb tail. That's very short, obviously. And let's go ahead and make it very long. That's pretty long. And by the way, if you're hearing volume swells, that's from a volume pedal that I have on the floor. Now, one of the things you may have noticed about that tone is that the reflections are very distinct. They're almost a little bit like delay repeats. And that is because there are 3 different reverb textures available on the pedal. I've got it set to the first one, and it's called sparse. So again, listen carefully and you're going to hear some distinct reflections going on. Okay, and that's really a little bit like a slapback delay, isn't it? Now let's go ahead and switch the texture to dense. This is going to be more like a plate reverb. Okay, and then finally we have a diffuse texture, and this is going to be really good for ambient style kind of things. This one kind of has a little bit of a bloom to it as it begins to expand out. All right, let me go ahead and turn the length up a little bit more on the diffuse, so just so you can hear that, how that one kind of gets longer. Great. All right, we're not done here in the decay section because not only do we have the decay length, we have the decay size/pitch. Let me go ahead and put it back on sparse and demonstrate this. You'll hear it very clearly. So I've got the length in the middle, but the size pitch knob is set to the shortest setting. Now, I'm not hearing very much of those sparse reflections, but if I turn size pitch all the way up, check this out. Yeah, it's almost like a delay, isn't it? And if we go to dense. All right, now we are not done with that size and pitch knob because not only can we twist the knob, but we can also change the way the pitch and size are quantized. There are 3 options. I've got it set to smooth right now. And you can hear that when I turn the size pitch knob, the pitch just changes in a very smooth way. All right, I can switch that, however, to half step, and check this out. Did you hear that? It actually changes the pitch of what's going on in half step increments. Now let's change that to scale and check that out. This is changing the pitch as you change the size knob, but it's according to a particular scale. And there are 8 scales available, everything from harmonic minor to whole tone to blues minor, those types of things. And you can just simply hold down that quantize button and you'll see in the middle little lights lighting up. And this allows me to change the scale of what's going on. Now we're going to come back to that in a few minutes. All right. So let's go ahead and check out the filter section next. And as you might expect, this is going to be roughly your tone controls. Right now I've got both knobs all the way counterclockwise. So I'm getting a full range reverb. Now if I bring the low cut up, check this out. Right, I'm cutting out the low frequencies. All right, let's go ahead and bring the high cut up, and guess what that's going to do? Yes. You can get very muffled sounding reverbs. Now, there are 2 filter modes. I've got it on regenerate or regen, but I can also set it to low pass, and this actually creates a low pass filter kind of situation, which is kind of synthesizer-ish. Can you hear that? Let me play it again. So one of the cool things you could do there if you wanted to hook up an expression pedal is assign the expression pedal to that knob, and you could sweep the low pass filter through different frequencies to really change the tonal characteristic of your reverb. All right, the third component we're going to look at is called voice, and right in the middle of that section is a knob labeled shimmer, so you can guess what this is going to do, and that's right, we're going to get some shimmer capabilities. Let's go ahead and add in a classic shimmer sound. Yeah, very nice. Now, there's 2 kinds of shimmer here. Or 2 kinds of voicing for the shimmer. One is called input, and that's what I've got it on now. And that's where the input signal is pitch shifted as it goes into the reverb. But you can also add pitch shifting to the reverb regeneration as the reverb tail continues. And that gets you that very classic shimmer kind of thing going here. We'll bring that up so it's more apparent. Yeah, pretty cool. Now you do have different pitches available. Here is the octave below. Very nice. And if we add some distortion on that, it's also very nice. And I personally like the perfect fifth above. Now, I feel like I want to add a little bit of delay in on that one, so I've got a delay unit on the floor also. Here here it is with just the delay, and I'm going to bring that reverb back in. So combine the NightSky with a nice delay pedal, and oh boy, you've got some really great capabilities. All right, we're not done with shimmer yet, because not only do we have shimmer, but we also have glimmer, and this affects the harmonic content of the pitch shifting. So here we are with no glimmer. Let me make that an octave above. Let's add some glimmer in. Ooh, yeah. So glimmer has a high setting where it really emphasizes the high harmonics. And it has a low. Where it's really affecting lower series of harmonics. So you've got a lot of options there. And there's also even a drive section where you can add distortion to the reverb itself. And this runs independent of the shimmer. Now you can apply the distortion to the input, in other words, the signal going into the reverb, or you can apply the drive after the reverb. And in case you're thinking, man, that's a lot of drive, there's a secondary knob that allows you to adjust the level of drive. All right, the fourth section is called mod, and this is going to be your modulation section. And as you can see, there's speed and depth available to you. So if we bring up speed and depth, you're going to hear some modulation in the reverb. But as you might expect, it's a lot more flexible than just the speed and depth. There is a target target switch, I should say, that allows you to determine what you're targeting to be modulated. I've got it set to the reverb itself. Okay, so the reverb is being modulated, but I can also set it to pitch, and this relates to that size and pitch knob, and you're going to hear it modulating through the scale that I've got set. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's try some distortion on that. So you can get some pretty bizarre sounds with that, modulating the pitch. You can also modulate the filter. And Strymon says that's the same thing as if you, I believe it's the high cut knob, you're just kind of twisting it by, with your hand. So it's actually modulating the tonality of the reverb itself. And there are different modulation shapes. You've got triangle, sawtooth, square, random, etc. There's even a setting for an envelope filter, so the modulation occurs depending on how hard or soft you play the guitar. There are a bunch of other features, and I don't have time to show them all to you, but I would like to show you the infinite feature, and this is really great. It allows you to capture a slice of the reverb so you can play over top of it. So let me just go ahead and play a couple notes here, and I'm going to push this infinite knob to capture it, and then I'm going to turn on some delay and play over top of it. Here we go. right, I've got a playlist here of other Strymon pedal demos I've done. Hope you'll subscribe, and I will see all of you on the next video.